What up, crypto lovers and enthusiasts? Happy day today. We're going to take a look at some charts, try to get an idea of what's going on. It's basically a lot of consolidation. And we're going to take a look at some charts. One of them is the S&P 500 with Bitcoin, which is showing a decoupling. But that happens. But we're going to take a look at that, and then maybe if we have time, we're going to do some altcoins. This should be a quick video. And so without further ado, let's do this. All right, let's start there first, okay? Bitcoin has officially, according to this article, decoupled from the S&P 500. That's not necessarily true. All right, Bitcoin has decoupled from the S&P 500, trading independently for the first time in weeks. Analysts view this decoupling as a potential bullish signal. That's good, with previous instances leading to price surges. Remember, previous instances. So there are times, and I mentioned it to you guys, where there is a correlation between Bitcoin and S&P 500 and other markets. 100% correlation. When they go up, Bitcoin goes up, right? But there's also instances where it's negative correlation or less correlation, meaning if one goes up, the other goes down if it's a negative correlation. And if there's slight, it could take some time. There'll be some one leads and the other one follows, stuff like that, okay? So take this with a grain of salt. But it is interesting. Bitcoin's price surged past 100,000. It's not at 100,000 right now. Analysts expect this trend to continue. I do expect Bitcoin to go higher. The detachment from traditional markets may leave Bitcoin more vulnerable to macroeconomic factors. And this is the short-term outlook. Bitcoin's detachment from the S&P 500 could lead to more independent growth, especially if traditional markets continue to show volatility. Traders should watch for a potential rally that could push Bitcoin to new highs. All right. Well, if there was any time for Bitcoin, and this is how we can see it in the chart. All right, this is the red is the S&P 500, XPX, all right, and then Bitcoin, right? And as you can see, for the most part, positive correlation, right? Positive correlation, and then recently, right here, there's the divergence. S&P has gone on to make new highs, and Bitcoin is more or less consolidated sideways, dropped a little bit. More or less sideways. See, and it hasn't gone up to make new highs again since right here. All right, so that's what they're talking about. But I mean that gap could close at any time. Bitcoin could come back and correlate. It's happened before, okay? But they're saying this could be positive. It could be. I'm still extremely bullish on Bitcoin. This is what we're looking at right now, okay? Basically, just oscillating. And look at how like these are much bigger oscillations, right? Up and down, and then recently just really tight range, right? A little bit bigger right here, and then same, just kind of staying in a very, very tight range, like bodies, for example, between let's say 97,800 and 95,006. In between that range is more or less where we've been since since February 5th, basically all of February, guys, in a super tight range. Something's got to give. Eventually something will. All right. Right now it's just, I think it's just the market just liquidating, okay, up and down. Okay, here we go. Liquidation heat map. Let's just refresh really quick to see what's up, get an idea of what we can see today, the oscillations of today. All right, as you can see, grab some liquidity right here at 38 million. There is some below, okay, at 96.8 thousand, 36 million, 96, drops down as low as, there's some liquidity at 39 million at 95,840, which is like right there basically. So I mean, it could just go up and down really quick, and then up high, well, as high as 98,900, okay, which I could grab 36 million, 98,700, 43 million, a bunch right here. So I mean, it could be, since they're so close, it could be just, we just boom, come back down, boom, right, and it would just be essentially what it's doing, just chopping, boom, but it's so close, guys, it's so close that it's like it goes up a little higher, it's gonna grab that and then come back down. It's gonna grab the other liquidity that we just saw, and it's gonna stay right in this tight little tiny range. All right, closing in, if it stays consolidated sideways, closing in on touching this line, right, just going sideways, sometime in March. That's assuming that February continues to stay basically sideways flat, since the beginning of February, since 5th. Very tight little range, guys. Okay, so let's see what the month looks like on February right now. Actually, I'm kind of curious. I didn't look at that. Okay, as you can see, that long wick. Remember, the body was a lot lower before, and right now it's just a long wick, and so it's been in a tight range. It's been in a tight range. So let's see how February closed. We still have another 10 days. Oh, 8 days, right? February is the shortest. Yeah, 8 days. February is the shortest month of the year. So another 8 days to see how much Bitcoin can rise a little. Can rise. It'd be interesting and it'd be really nice. Now I don't know that it will, but that if it can close above 100 and 102, if it can close above 102 at the end of this month, then we'll have a green month at least. But if it stays like this, really nothing has changed, because I mean it's just sideways consolidation before eventually how I see it, the next leg up. Okay, so that's that, guys. Go back to the daily. What else can we look at? I was looking at liquidation heat maps to get an idea. Where's the NFT? There's the small. Let's see where the NFT stuff is. What's the NFT stuff? ETFs. ETF stuff? No, Bitcoin ETFs. Looking at ETFs, 2 days in a row of red. Okay, it's more outflows. Okay, it's been a tough few weeks for the ETFs. A lot more outflows than we see inflows. You can clearly see right here. Okay, right here, clearly see that. I can clearly see it. So it's just a bunch of red, a couple days of green. All right, so even with that, it's just Bitcoin sideways consolidating. Right now it's moving up, and I think maybe it's just going up, to get into 98 to get that liquidity that I mentioned to you. Maybe later on today we drop back down and kind of close literally right here, more or less right here where we are, more or less right here, right in this tight little range. But eventually, like I said, something's got to give, and eventually I think it's gonna that give is gonna be towards the upside, and we're gonna blast out, guys. Okay, so I mean, while that's happening, you should be positioning yourselves. Let's take a quick look at what the DXY is doing. DXY is dropping. This is great. Look at this, and it's dropping below this line. Let's see if we can lose this. If we lose 106.59, which so far we are right now, 106.49. This is the next area of support, 105.67. This is exactly what we want. Okay, things are kind of aligning. Okay, things are aligning. Okay, right now the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, the S&P 500 all having red days, but that's okay. What's the 2-year bond yield doing? Right back into this triangle. Couldn't hold on to the top of the triangle, and the 10-year also. Guys, things are honestly looking the way they should. Okay. Eventually, Bitcoin is going to move up, just like gold has. All right, there's a strengthening correlation between Bitcoin and gold. All right, for a little bit, it decorrelated from gold, and it seems like it's correlating back. Okay, so that's good. We want gold to go up then if Bitcoin does as well. Okay. Really, that's it. Let's take a look at others really quickly. Just sideways right here. Doesn't really look like it wants to drop this area. Okay, that's pretty interesting. What's it doing? Let's see if we can put some lines on that bad boy. Nothing really. Maybe a little triangle. Right. Boom. We can see this little area right here. Kind of support. Here towards the upside a little bit like that. Okay, so support. Some type of support. I don't know how strong that support is at 159,000, 259 billion. I'm sorry. All right, so let's see if it kind of hangs out here and doesn't drop down here. Okay, all right, so that's cool. Another bit of information that I want to share with you. Coinbase recently, I talked about this token called Clanker, right? And they recently listed it, and it went up and came back down. It's interesting. We're waiting for the coins that like the Fantastic Four to be listed on Coinbase, which I think they will. And I don't know why they would list Clanker before they listed the other ones, but let me show you what the chart looks like when a listing happens. What the hell? Here it is. All right. This is what a listing does. I mean, for a coin that really was just down in the dumps last couple of days, boom, yesterday when the listing was announced, boom, went up this high. Look at that massive wick. But then it came back down, and now it's just kind of holding this area. Let's see if it goes higher. I think it can go a little higher from here. I'm not saying to token bot. I'm not saying to get into it, but I mean just so you get an idea of what happens when a listing happens, and that's what we're waiting to happen for Miggles, right? Which is at a great buy price right now. Toshi already did it, and this is what happened, right? For the listing. Big difference between that one and Clanker, huh? Clanker did go up, but not as strong as Toshi. That should tell you something. Keyboard Cat's been dropping a lot, and it looks like we might be losing this area right here, 20.0028. Next stop, then would probably be 0021. I'd be picking up there because I don't know that it drops much lower than that. I don't think that it would, and maybe we don't really lose this area. It seems like it's losing it for now, but that doesn't mean for sure it's gonna drop all the way down here. but it could be. All right. And then dogging me, testing right here. Doesn't want to go below this line right here, right? Testing, last 3. Doesn't seem like it wants to have a body below it. We'll see what happens. It's just the shoulder, the final shoulder. Once we start moving up, getting closer here to 3078, guys, watch out. Watch out. All right. Ski mask dog, I think is at the lowest price that it's been, 0.005 cents. I thought this was going to be the bottom right here at 9 cents, but nope, dropped down a little bit more. It is what it is. Basin G, ooh, look at this after this drop, moving back up. Let's see what happens. I think these are all good projects on base, all meme coin plays that I think if you have exposure to them, you know, you're going to do extremely well. You're going to be extremely happy at the end of this year. All right. Hey, little ant, what's up, buddy? All right, cool. I think that's it as we watch Bitcoin move up. Hopefully it starts moving up now. But I mean, I think right now it's just a liquidity grab. But we'll see. Take stuff day by day. All right, take things day by day. But should be good, guys. Everything is looking all right. Okay, so hang in there. If you have capital, you know what to buy. Buy good projects. Buy the ones that I've been putting on your radar because I think they're going to do extremely well. If you look at the charts that I mentioned that I showed you yesterday, and you pan out, you're going to see that the charts are looking extremely bullish. All right, so Miguel's Keycat dogging me, Toshi. All right, those 4 I think are must-haves in my opinion for a good portfolio. All right, cool, guys. If you can, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment. I'm trying to grow this channel. All that stuff really does help. With all that said, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Peace.